we have board meetings at our house, and there's no phones, there's no TV, there's no radio, there's no nothing. It's just us at the dinner table. And if we can just do that every single night, if we could just sit down as a family and have a dinner, whether it doesn't matter if it's pizza or we're out at a restaurant or we're literally like we talk. That's like literally we're having a meeting. How was school? How was this? What's going on with this? And the kids will ask me like, how was work and how was this? And I always ask them, you know, what were you? I learned from you how to ask better questions. So we ask questions like, what was your intended outcome? And I never say, what were you thinking? That was so wrong. What were you thinking? I never say that. I ask them, what was your intended outcome? And then I find flaws in their decision-making process. And I say, well, if that was your intended outcome, how could you have done this differently? Yeah. And I get them to realize that you have to have that intended outcome first, instead of lashing out and going, oh, that was dumb, you know, and immediately going default into the negative. I want to really create a positive reward for them and say, the next time this would happen, you think about that intended outcome, lead with that intended outcome and see how that goes. And so I given them something positive to go on instead of just lashing out.
Right. Do you think resilience is about seeing the good?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hunting the good stuff in every single situation. There is always something good. A couple of months ago, I hit a deer for the first time in my life. I lived in Michigan my whole life. I hit a deer. And the family's asleep. It's kind of late at night. We just got done visiting grandparents and family, and they're wore out. We wore them out. It was about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and I come up a mile from my mom's house. It comes up over a hill, and there's a deer on the side of the road. And immediately I slam on the brakes and I swerve. And I remember that that's how a lot of people get killed, is that they swerve on the side of the road instead of just hitting the deer. So as I swerved, I said, oh, I got to keep going. And so I started to correct. And then when the deer ran in front of me, I clipped it just with the left side, just with the edge of the bumper, instead of hitting it head on. And I was like, oh man, I'm so glad I just totaled the car. You know, everybody's okay. Everybody's cool. The deer ran away. And I just looked at the damage. I said, that's not bad. Nah, headlight, a little bit of the bumpers crushed in. We're good. And we drove it all the way back to North Carolina. It always could be worse. And I look at every situation, and to become resilient, you have to hunt the good stuff. You have to count blessings.